I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
25-year-old Joweria Kaweesi is the only female inmate among the 27 prisoners who sat for the 2024 Uganda Certificate of Education UCE examinations at Makshan Bay and Women's Prison in Luzira. Kaweesi began serving her 18-year sentence in 2016. Determined to continue her education, she sat for the Primary Living Examinations PLE in 2019 alongside 5 other female inmates.
We were 5, 2 failed, then 3 remained.
Despite 3 of them advancing to secondary education, her 2 companions dropped out in Senior 2, leaving her to continue alone.
I wanted to make people outside the prison to know that even if I'm in prison, but it's not the end. Like, I made sure that instead of calling it prison, like to feel I'm in prison, everything is done. So I just made it to be my opportunity to add something in my life.
Despite the challenges, Kaweesi remained steadfast in her pursuit of education, and her persistence eventually paid off.
I got C's, 4 C's, 1 A, and others I got D.
Kaweesi says the decision to continue studying while in prison was an easy one, as she was sentenced while still a teenager.
I was in prison when I was young. I was 17 years, that was to 16. But when I entered the prison, when I found the education program here, I'm like, Joweria, this is your time. So I decided to join school. I joined in 2019.
She also shared why many of her fellow female inmates dropped out.
One of them told me that she had ulcers, so she never had time to do kaogo. You know, this side, you can wash for someone, you get what to eat and all that. So she said she can't get time to do kaogo, to get a different food from the government's food. That's why she dropped out. Some people inside there call education like it's a second file. You know, books are not easy. So when you're in prison, then you add on books. It's not an easy thing. Eh?
According to Gilbert Niwamanya, the head teacher at Upper Prison Inmate Schools, and Edwin Akampurira, a teacher, female inmates face unique challenges that hinder their pursuit of education.
Our ladies, they're 18 years and above, and we find that maybe someone was maybe married and left children outside, and when she hears that the children are not being catered for very well, that is a point for someone to lose focus and leave education.
As women, we don't let go that easily. By the time they heal from the process of coming to prison, we find that the classes are ongoing because they cannot wait. The classes can't wait for them to first heal, and then they enroll.
One major challenge is the shift in Uganda's education system. Some inmates struggle with the new curriculum because they had studied under the old system before being incarcerated.
With the new curriculum, it requires someone to have started from senior 1. And the fact is, our students, we get them when they are, some of them have dropped out. And when we would get like female learners, you find that someone says I dropped out in senior 3 or senior 2. And when we would advise them to go to senior 1, they would decide to leave because to them they would feel that is a demotion.
Kaweesi also revealed her aspirations for the future.
I want to be an accountant.
She had initially appealed for a reduced sentence, hoping to pursue her A-level studies outside prison. However, her appeal was rejected.
I'd even shared it with my family, and they were ready to pay the school fees. But unfortunately, on 24th, when I went to court, they said, no, go back on your sentence.
Looking ahead of 2025, the Upper Prison Inmate Schools have only 7 female inmates preparing for the Primary Living Examinations PLE, 3 candidates for UCE, and 4 for the Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education UACE. The current enrollment at the primary level stands at 434 inmates, with only 54 being female. In secondary school, 339 inmates are enrolled, of whom only 27 are female.